Hi guys, welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I am Ginny and today I am having a snow day, which is exciting for me because that means I have an excuse to stay home and play around in my sewing room. But for a lot of people it could be dangerous, so anybody else who's having a snow day or a terrible storm day, please be careful. Okay, so what have I been working on this week? I did make a pair of the Sewing Workshop Picasso pants and a swing tee, which I don't have pictures of just yet. I made those for the store where I work as store samples, and I can take pictures of them. However, I spent my morning taking pictures of my light and shadow vests in different variations, and by the time I was done, I was too hot and tired to change my clothes again. So those pictures will be coming next week. However, before we get to the photos, I wanted to say that a couple of you guys, Charlotte and Karen, both commented that they would like this that this would be good to lengthen. Back up a little bit, to lengthen to a like a tunic version, which is funny because that's exactly what I was thinking. In fact, I thought I would show you guys. Alright, I'm back. This, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the texture in this. It is a cotton rayon blend crinkle fabric, and it's got sort of a satiny finish, and it's so soft and yummy. I was thinking about making a tunic-y version in this to wear in the springtime, and I wondered what you guys would think. I was considering, now this one, because the one I'm wearing is a knit, it tends to sit a little, it tends to hang a little bigger than the other ones. But in any case, the sleeves do come off the shoulder a little bit, almost like a cap sleeve. And I was wondering for the spring one, if I'm going to wear it just with like a tank or something under it, would it be better to narrow the shoulders a bit so they sit more at my natural shoulder? What do you think? I'm thinking for the tunic length, it'll be just like above the knee, like a few inches. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to work on that for next week and we'll see how we do. But let me know what you think about the shoulder situation. Okay, so let's get into some of the ways that I styled this. I'm gonna move over here. Actually, I'm gonna move over here. There we go. I'll put the pictures up over here where the wall's white. Okay. So the first version I made was this one, which is in a, I don't know what the fabrication is. It's a brocade. It's got a lot of body to it, but it's very light. It's light and lofty. In this first picture, you can see me wearing it just with a simple long sleeve t-shirt in black and a sort of a balloonish nylon skirt that I got from a local shop. I actually quite like this version. The second picture here is the same top and t-shirt, only this time I'm wearing it with those Burda pants that I made a month or so ago. I'm going to link all of these patterns below so you'll be able to find them. That's the Burda pants, and I also really like it that way. Now, the second version I made was this one, which is the black and white taffeta, and I love this version, and I thought this would be the easiest to style. It was, however, the most difficult, and I have a feeling it's because I just didn't have the right length of item to wear underneath. So this first version is the light and shadow in black and white nylon poly blend taffeta with a long sleeve white t-shirt and my Plinka pants, a pair of old Plinka pants. Those are made in, those are just made in a rayon Bemberg lining fabric, and those are the Givens Plinka pants. And on that particular pair of pants, I made vertical pleats, about 6 vertical pleats around the bottom to bring them in a little bit, and that's the only thing I did different to those. And then you can see it here. I just thought, like, maybe this would work with the shirt under it. So this is the same pants, and I just put a white long sleeve shirt under it. Now, I don't like the shirt under it, but I'm just thinking, like, proportion wise, I think that length could work under there. But I did try a couple of other tops that weren't button ups. I tried a couple of my Tina Givens like tunic-y kind of tops. I just couldn't find the right one. They all felt like too voluminous or too long for this vest. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Have you tried this already? Do you already have like a garment to wear under it that's longer, or do you just think that that's not the right proportion? Because I have a feeling that that is not the right proportion. So far, my favorite combinations with this vest are ones where the under top is definitely shorter and or more fitted. That said, I do think that I would wear this in the spring and summertime, like this, which is just over my long tube dress, and I can't remember what it's called, but again, I'll link it below it. That's a Pattern Emporium tank dress that I made a while back, and I really like that together. It's not an everyday look for me, but I do like it, and I would definitely wear that in warmer months. The third version, which is the one I'm wearing today, you can see here, this one is the sweatshirt fabric with my long sleeve black t-shirt again, a separate like white t-shirt under that because it's freezing, and just my black tube skirt, and that's another Pattern Emporium pattern that I've used multiple times. I really like this combination. This is probably the easiest version of this, or easiest combination that I came up with, and I really like that. But again, the tops are all pretty short, like not longer than hip length, and they're more fitted underneath this vest. And then the last one is what I'm wearing right now. Again, I was way too hot to change my clothes again. So this is the long sleeve white t-shirt, and these are the almost long trousers from the assembly line that I made a couple of weeks ago. I don't think you can really see the black and white stripe in there, but it doesn't really matter. It's just like a slightly slimmer pant. I do like this with a fuller pant, but I think honestly it just needs to be like this garment. The garment underneath, to me, feels like it needs to be a little bit more fitted and or shorter. But again, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Yeah. And I think that is it for my ideas for styling this so far, although I would love to hear what you guys are wearing yours with if you have any suggestions. I think it was Charlotte said that she has something like this already in a tunic version that was from Bryn Walker, and I'm pretty sure she said it had a pair of matching pants. So I do like that idea, and I do really love the idea of making this longer, so I'm going to be working on that. Aside from that, what I'm working on is, I don't know if any of you guys follow Ann Wood Handmade, the blog, or her Instagram or whatever, but she's an amazing like fiber artist, and she does all kinds of really cool workshops and stuff that I've never been able to attend. But she started this project called the 100-Day Stitch Book, and I'm going to put a picture here of her, a couple of pages from her book, and I think that these are from her book from last year. So the premise is to stitch for 15 minutes a day, every day for 100 days, hand stitching, and at the end you turn all of these pages into an actual book, and she has a really clever pattern for turning it into a book. And I was really inspired when I read about this, because I haven't done any real hand stitching since like June, when I got my sewing machine back after our move. When we were moving, I did a little bit of hand stitching on a couple of garments, but it's been a really long time since I did anything that was sewing that wasn't a garment, and I was really inspired to get back into that, because I do love that, and it's been probably 5 or 6 years since I've done that. And one of the things I have always wanted to do was to play around with stitching words in different ways. So for my 100 days stitching book, the 100-day stitch book, easy for me to say, I picked, I found this little book at my local bookstore. It's just a tiny book of Christina Rossetti poetry, and I picked one of the poems in here. I love poetry. I believe Christina Rossetti is Victorian era, and yeah, I don't know, I love her stuff. Anyways, I found a poem in here called Amor Mundi. I don't really know. I thought that was Italian because I believe that Christina Rossetti is half Italian. But Google Translate says it's Latin, so I don't know Latin or Italian. If any of you guys do, help me out. But apparently, also according to Google Translate, Amor Mundi means love of life. So I have decided to, I'll show you a couple pictures here, to stitch this poem onto my pages and then also embellish around it. So day 1 and day 2, this project, Amwood started January 20th. I didn't start till January 23rd. Just didn't hear about it in time. It is also, I should say, it's free. Just like go to her blog and follow along. And obviously you could start whenever you wanted. I think she started January 20th and it ends April 30th. So I started January 23rd and I'll end a few days late. So this is my first page, and my light is too bright here for you guys to see it, I think. So I'll put a picture up here. It's really nothing. I'm trying not to be too weird about showing it to people, like being like, oh, it's not very good or whatever. It's really just practice. I've just wanted to play around with stitching words on fabric for ages, and since this is a book, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. Anyways, that is 2 days of stitching for me so far, and I'm really excited to continue doing this. Yeah, it's really, what's the word? Satisfying. It's really satisfying. The other thing is, I just wanted to show you guys, I did finish my sister's mittens. I got them done in time to get them to her for her birthday, and then I forgot to leave them out for the postman. So they were sitting in my foyer until today, which is my sister's birthday. So happy birthday, Jody, and your present's on the way. Alright guys, that is it for me this week. Our next sew along is going to be in February, and we're going to be doing the sewing workshop origami skirt. So if you haven't seen that already, I'll link it for you below in case anybody wants to check it out. Alright guys, that is it for me this week. As always, I thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And until next week, I wish you all happy sewing and stay safe in that weather.